up, YouTube? How are you doing? Okay. What is up, YouTube? How are you doing? Good weekend so far? Let me know. What are you doing this weekend besides currently being here watching the stream? Else you wouldn't hear the question. So what's your plans? What are your plans? Now, I will talk about my plan because it has impact for the upcoming week as well. So I will be chatting about that so that you have the right expectations of what to expect next week. Turn that up a little bit. That's right. So first of all, let's go to the chart. Put you guys on the screen. Tim being the first. Tim is trigger happy today. That's the second time, I think. Like this morning during the morning update video, you were first, and now again. So fast hands. M1304, what's up? How are you doing? I'll be in your country. Incredible Sub-Zero, weekend is here. Hello from Kenya. How are you doing, Sub-Zero? Weekend is here indeed. But the chart is always on. The chart is always on. There's always some movement on the chart. I mean, we've been going sideways for a little bit, but of course we had a little bit of a drop here. So where's my update video, Lucas? Yeah, you got yourself an update live stream. We'll be online for about an hour, pretty much. Then I have to do other stuff again. What we'll do in this live stream is, of course, Elliott Waves and trading psychology. Like Elliott Waves wise, I think we'll go over the different time frames, and then we get into chatting, right? Something we always enjoy doing, answering questions. So that's the plan. But I do like to talk to you about upcoming week as well, which I'll do at the beginning before I start with the Elliott Wave analysis. Adrian, good to have you here as well. Weekend is great. That's what I like to hear. Felix, searching for a re-entry point. Yeah, you told me about the exit at 43-ish somewhere, right? Because of the move to the downside. So patience, and the plan, of course. House and garden preparing for Christmas lights and stuff. There you go. Yeah, we got the tree set up as well, and the house. So Christmas period is coming. Hi from India. Aman Gupta, welcome. Please analyze Nifty 50. I like the name, but we'll focus on Bitcoin here. We'll focus on Bitcoin. That is what we're gonna analyze, which is also the main focus, of course, of the channel. Only when there's like time and, you know, depending on questions, I might have a look at alts or other stuff. But usually, Bitcoin is the way to go. Yeah. Okay. So before we start, I have to talk to you about upcoming week, because upcoming week, the content schedule will be a little different. And the main reason that the content schedule will be a little different, after this story, we'll get into the analysis and then the chatting, okay? So the main reason why the content plan upcoming week will be a little bit different is because I won't be home. I am for people that don't know, I'm also a board member of the Global Esports Federation. I'm in that industry for 17 years, you know, been a pro player, done TV, I'm a keynote speaker, la-di-la-di-la, but specifically, that's why gaming and esports is something you hear more often here. I'm a board member, and we have our World Championship this time in Riyadh, which is going to be next week. So I have to be there as a board member. So I will fly tomorrow, and I'll be back on Monday the 18th. But I will take my recording stuff with me. My laptop is with me. I'll take everything with me. And my plan is to at least provide you with a morning update whenever I can. And I'm 2 hours in front, so the times will be a little bit different as well. I'm 2 hours ahead, I should say. But it's very unlikely that I will be able to provide an afternoon update, Central European time, like a 1 p.m. Update. And it is probably quite unlikely that I can provide you with a 7 p.m. Central European time update as well, because usually after the events, you know, you hang out with people, you have dinners and all that stuff. Now, whenever I have time to go back to my room, and there's no social stuff going on, I will try to record an update at that moment in time. So that means the schedule, besides my morning update videos, will change. There will be videos maybe through like randomly, because that happens to be the moment that I'm in front of the chart. So whenever I have some time, besides hopefully the morning updates I can do, if I ever have a little bit of time somewhere to go to my hotel room and there's no social things going on, I'll quickly, like, you know, I analyze the chart, because I will keep up with the chart, and then I post a video. Now, for the members, keep an eye on silver, because I will be very active still in the updates section, right? Because I have my phone with me at all times. I will continue checking the charts, right? Sharing my thoughts. So the update section is going to be very important. And I have experience with that when I was in South Africa a couple of months ago, where I didn't necessarily have a lot of time to make videos, but I do have the time to keep an eye on the chart and write in the update section. So make sure, guys, to keep your eyes pinned on that for the members, because I'll be, of course, more active there, because I can quickly take my phone wherever I am and you know, take screenshots and that sort of stuff. So yeah, so that is going to be what's going to happen next week. So that is the reason why probably you will see a fewer videos. But just know that I'm in another country for something else, and that I plan to do the morning updates, and whenever there's another update throughout the day, it's just at a random time whenever I have the time to give you an update. So that being said, let's get started. Elliott Waves. Yeah. What's the best and quickest way to learn Elliott Waves? I would personally start with the public links in the description. Those are the links that I used. So there's two links there, the detailed Elliott Wave link and the more info. Start with those, especially the detailed one. Study it like you're studying at university. Get your notebook out, get a pen, start writing, start sketching, you know, start getting a notebook and really write things down, and then try to implement it. And after that, or maybe throughout your educational, like while you're learning, if you need more like feedback or more detail or more knowledge, you can always join the gold membership, which is basically the Elliott Wave course that we have in a lot of detail, which I show in the membership video if you click on join below this stream. So, and then it's just like, you know, some gold members, they're just there for 1 month. They're just a member for 1 month. And then, yeah, you basically learn all of Elliott Waves, all the knowledge that I have, and also some other stuff like point of controls and volume profile. If you can consume it in a month, which should be easily doable, it's a 1 month membership. And then you can go to either silver, diamond, or stop. So let's go over Elliott Waves. Right. Remove the volume profile or the range here. All right. Targets, I'll keep the targets on. Let's start on a bit of a higher time frame. Last couple of videos we've been zooming into the lower time frames, because of course that's where stuff happens, no? The lower time frames eventually give us the higher time frame counts. What we can see is that we are getting a little bit of a sideways structure, right? So that is good. That's good. That's also what we like to see. Let me move these up here. Little bit of prep. Oh yeah, let's start on the weekly, by the way. Let's get that one up there as well. Okay, ready, set, go. This is like gonna be your usual update video in a live stream. What's up, Pistachio, man? How you doing? Okay, we're gonna go through high time frame, this volume profile, and then the bullish and bearish scenarios, right? Probabilities at the end, but I haven't changed them from the earlier video, but nothing really changed anyway. So regarding probabilities at least. So right, on the weekly, and I sometimes show this in videos as well. So on the weekly time frame, we are now inside this range, right? It's a big range volume profile tool over here, taken from the beginning of this range to the end basically. The value area low was resistance for a while. It was support, right? Support, support, resistance, resistance, resistance. The white box is the support resistance area. Now this is important for Elliott waves in a second, right? I know this is not Elliott waves, but we'll get there. Once you break into the value area, which is breaking this blue line, probabilities increase to go to the point of control. Passing the point of control increases probabilities to move to the value area high, which is at 49.5k. That's still a little bit up, no? Still over 10%. So we're not there yet, right? We're not there yet. And also we don't know if we're going to make it before potentially a 4 and a 5, but we'll get to that in a second. So 49.5 over here, the value area high is at least a big area of resistance for multiple reasons that I explain in the macro videos as well. The golden pocket is here on the linear scale, taken from the high to the low. As you can see, it's bang on top of that value area high. On the log scale, you have the 786 at that level. Also important, no? And then the value area high. And of course, just like you have a high over here, a little bit of a liquidity grab. And, you know, it's just an interesting area. So 48 to 51. K is an important resistance area. Now, because let me actually do the high, like show you this high time frame scenario. So yeah, because I go to Riyadh, I will try to make the high time frame video, but let me at least show you this one. So one scenario that I thought of last week is this, where possibly you then have your wave 1, 2, your 3, retest point of control in 4, then you go up for 5. 5 is the value area high. Then a quick, preferably zigzag structure, impulsive structure, right? A 5-3-5 zigzag, high volume move to the downside, go to the lower edge of the range again, before then continuation to the upside once again, right? And what this does is price staying for a little bit longer in this range. Instead of just passing it in a, you know, that would be crazily bullish, but instead of a 1-2, 1-2 up, you go to the upside of the range, you go to the lower edge of the range, and then you move back up again eventually, right? So you're going to be ranging here for a while, just like we did over here. We ranged for a long time over here. So what's the probabilities to just pump without ranging here for a little bit, right? I would say the probabilities are higher to stick inside this 49 to 30k range for a while. Now this is of course one scenario, and this is on, oh yeah, here, there we go. I should be on the linear scale here for a second. Then the 05, as you can see, is in confluence with the support resistance area as well. And the 05 is a common target for a wave 2. So that is something that we like to see. Now another high time frame bullish scenario is a double 1-2, right? 1-2, eventually another 1-2 continuation. Now this lowers in probabilities at the moment a little bit, right? It's not impossible. It's not like, oh, we go from 100 to 0. It lowers in probabilities because this second wave 1 is now longer in price than the first wave 1. So this is your first green wave 1, green 2. That's your highest degree Elliott wave count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And then after 5, rejection or correction to the downside. But now your second lower degree wave 1, 2, is a little bit longer. It's now longer than the green wave 1, as you can see by the 1-to-1 over here. The 1-to-1 that you see is pulled from the low to the high of 1 to the low of 2. And now that the lower degree wave 1 is longer in price, and it doesn't yet look like we'll go down to this area soon, right? We are ranging in like maybe like a couple of 4 or 5s left, and then we get a retracement. But we are higher, so that's not really what you like to see in a double 1-2. Time-wise, the second wave 1 is still shorter. What's up, Flotty? I saw the hearts coming in. How you doing, man? So the second wave 1 is shorter in time at the moment still, which is at least something. Oh, well, I actually had it on my chart already. So this is the 1-to-1, comparing the length in time of green 1 with blue 1. So you can see that blue 1 is shorter in time. That is something that we do like to see. The lower degree wave 1 being shorter in time than the lower or the higher degree wave 1. It's just quite a lot longer. Preferably in a double 1-2, what you like to see is a bit of a diagonal shaped structure. Now, come on. where you have your wave 1, 2, lower degree 1, lower degree 2, even lower degree 1, lower degree 2, and then you lift off. Where your second wave 1 takes the high of the first wave 1, well, that's the case. But the second wave 1 is a bit shorter in time and price than the first wave 1. That's preferred. It's not a must, it's not a rule. It's more like a guideline, right? So, and that's how you play with the probabilities. So it just lowers the probabilities a little bit for a double 1, 2 here, for then a big wave 3 to the upside. And then and then we have the bearish scenarios. You want me to cover this? I mean, bearish one would be an ABC, where just for the sake of like, you know, A, B, C, wave C target area here, and the linear chart is where we are at the moment. But on a logarithmic chart, there we go, the most common target area for your C is in confluence again with that value area high, where we also have the 786 golden pocket, right? So it's an important area on the chart. Another thing is that over here, price bounced on the 382, taken from the low to the high of A, which is a common target for a wave B, but it is a less common target for a wave 2. So that increases the probabilities a little bit for potential C-ish behavior, right? Just because of this 382. So we have to wait and see how that's gonna work, right? So that is the bearish scenario. Bearish scenario is you're looking for an A, B, C, and then after C you go down. But the move to the downside will eventually give us more info once we get it, right? That's when we can, hey, is it a corrective structure? Is it an impulsive structure? You know, what's CVD doing? All that stuff. But at least it's good to know. So currently, a bit lower probabilities for the double 1, 2, and that is why I really enjoy looking at this scenario here, where we then have a 3, another 4, another 5, hit the high, retrace, and then in the bullish scenario you continue. In the bearish scenario, this is your C, right? And you go down. Okay, that being said, let's jump into the medium time frame, which is then the 12-hour. After the analysis, of course, I get back to you and we start chatting. Okay, maybe go to the 12-hour. It's quite a move now. So, okay. So if you keep in mind the scenario that I've just shared, okay? Just put this on the chart. Remember, potential 1, 2. Wait, my Control Z removed my volume profile. 3, 4, 5. And this is the more bullish scenario where your wave 5 is going to be a little bit higher. In the bearish scenario, we're already working on 5 and then we move down. So bullish scenario here. Couple of 1, 2s. Looking for blue 5 and therefore green 3 to end. Now what price likes to do, it's a guideline, not a rule, is that a wave 4 likes to retrace to the wave 4 of a lower degree. We saw it here with blue as well. Wave 4 in white, wave 5 up, wave 4 in blue retracing to the price action of wave 4 in white. That's something you see quite often. That's the blue box. It's what the blue box represents. We find support in the blue box, we lift off, right? Also nice, blue wave 4 is longer in time than wave 2 because the end of wave 4 was made after the 1-to-1 fib time, taken from the high to the low to the high here, comparing 2 with 4. So that is what we like to see. Now in this bullish scenario, which becomes, by the way, less likely the higher we pump, the higher we go, because if this is a wave 5 in blue, your wave 5 is going to now be the same length almost as this wave 3, right? That's not really what we like to see. So that's something we have to keep in mind. Lowest probabilities a bit, no? But you're looking for then a 5, potential 4, and then or high of 3, end of blue 5, then green 4, green 5, which could get you to potentially that value area high. Wave 4, if green retraces to the blue wave 4 price action, it's 38 to 34.7k, just below that point of control. Though again, the higher this pushes, it decreases probabilities. You're in a lower degree blue wave 5 here. Which might increase this here. And I actually think that I might want to remove this, because if I open the high time frame count that I just showed you, then I can imagine it's a bit confusing with the colors, by the way. Let me do this. Then what you could be looking for here is this now. So you have then your 5, your high of 3. Then you look for 4 and 5. The difference compared to the other count I just showed you is that now we finish the green count in comparison to the bullish scenario where you have then the high of 3, another 4, another 5. So it's a degree difference basically. Now you finish a yellow degree, higher degree wave 3, then a 4, then a 5, potentially, right? So here we then have the same couple of 1, 2s at the lows, but now your wave 3 in green is already in. Green 4 is already in, and this is your final move up in your wave 5 in green. Same thing, it's quite long of course, but still wave 5 behavior, lower volume still compared to the highest volume in this wave 3. And because we are now thinking about a higher degree wave 5, it's better like to see this length in price fits better with a higher degree wave 5 than a lower degree wave 5 because of the length. So that is something we have to keep in mind, which increases the probabilities a bit for this wave 5 in the making, right? Instead of a wave 3 in green, instead of 3, then 4, and then 5, this 3 is then already in, which can support this overall scenario where you then finish your 3, you don't reach 50K, preferably. You finish your 3, then move down in a bigger 4, and then you move up in a 5. Now taking a fib from the low of 2 to wherever this 3 is going to be, let's say whatever, 48K, 47K, wave 4 target area. The 382, probably the most common target for a wave 4. Your most common target area is the 0.236 to the 05, but most commonly the 382 to the 05. But your 382, if price goes to about like 47, 48K, is on top of the point of control, which is very interesting at 38.7K, right? Retest, go up for 5, then get a bigger correction, which means that next year, potentially, we might simply be ranging, as Bitcoin likes to do. Of course, the range is big, but it is a scenario that, yeah, we have to keep in mind. And then after a potential, when we do move down, then it depends how we go down. In a bullish scenario, you want a correction. In a bearish scenario, you want an impulse. So we got to be very patient and see what happens there. But this is how the medium time frame count, meaning 12-hour, is fitting or starting to fit in the higher time frame counts that we have, right? Because that's what we're looking for. We're looking for that bit of confluence. Now then, we go to the low time frame. Something that I have shared in the video, but it's just important and very interesting to keep an eye on what is happening here. Because of time. So because I go to Riyadh, of course, I can't, like in the morning updates at least next week that I'm still planning to do. And the updates throughout the day whenever I have time, I do like to keep an eye on what's happening with time as long as price is ranging here. Because in this scenario, this is the low time frame impulse, right? We're talking about Elliott Wave degrees, right? Elliott Waves is related by price, but very much also by time because of the degrees. It's natural. So inside this wave 3, the question is your yellow 3 already in? And is this your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in yellow 3? So now you're working on yellow 4. Or are you working on a wide 4? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wave 5 there finishes your yellow 3, then another 4 and another 5. That's a big difference because in this scenario, you expect 2 more pushes, 5, 4, 5. If you're working on the yellow 4 now, you expect 1 more push up in a 5. So the move down after, so the probabilities are at the moment highest, we're still going to see more upside. We're still going to see higher prices before we get to bigger corrections, right? But the question is, will that push up be the final leg or a potential second final leg, if you know what I mean, right? So we really have to be safe. In general, of course, late longs should watch out. Early shorts should also watch out, no? So when we look at this impulse, these fibs taken from the low of 2 to the high we have here at the moment. I do realize that on my Coinbase chart, I have this wick. which other charts do not have, or at least most of the other charts do not have, where this is the high. But I pulled it from my 2 to the 3 here, right? Or the potential 3, which gives you yellow wave 4 targets between 43, 40K. 40.8. Invalidation, 39.9K. Now, time-wise, and this is what is important and also what will give us more or better probabilities for if we are working on a white wave 4 or a yellow wave 4, is time. Because the longer price is ranging here, the less likely it becomes we're working on a lower degree wave 4 for a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the higher the probability becomes, you're in a higher degree wave 4. Now currently price is ranging longer than the 1-to-1, taken from the high to the low of 2 to the high of this wave 3. If we put the wave 3 on here for the sake of clarity, right? You take a fib time from the high to the low to the high. Currently, price here still ranging. If it continues to range, right, then your potential 4 is longer than 2 already, which is what you like to see for a wave 4. Most commonly, wave 4 is longer than 2. Of course, that's the same with the lower degree count. The thing here is that you already now passed, if we continue ranging here throughout the weekend, price has already passed the 3 fib time, meaning this range here is now 3 times bigger than this wave 2. That's not a problem for a wave 4. Can happen, right? But it is something we have to keep in mind, and especially if we get to the 5, with the 5 sitting at the Monday, 5 p.m. Central European time, that's quite long for a wave 4, right? We don't really like to see a wave 4 being 5 times longer than 2. Can happen. Now, if we take another fib time from the beginning of 2 to the end of 3 here, and we then double click, right? So we are then, let me quickly put this on the chart. We get a little bit of a different perspective, because a wave 4 can also be related to your wave 3 impulse, but most commonly it's against wave 2. Wave 2 and 4 have the rule of alternation as well, right? Which is very famous. If wave 2 is shallow, if wave 2, most commonly at least, if wave 2 is deep, short, and simple, wave 4 tends to be long, shallow, and complex. Rule of alternation. Wave 4 most commonly is longer in time than wave 2. So that is why we want to see wave 4 being longer than 2. Now you can also check the time of wave 3 compared to 4, where the 1-to-1 here is sitting on, again, Monday the 11th. So let's see what price is going to do in the coming days, because time is very interesting at the moment. So yeah. Target area, by the way, for your wide wave 4, 43.2, 41.2, invalidation 40.3. More locally then, this morning we spoke about this range and also the probabilities at the end of my video being higher to continue the range, which, you know, you're just ranging. Continue the range, continue a wave 4, and then eventually look for a move towards the upside in a wave 5. No? Now, in the morning, price was, where was it? Somewhere here, around these prices here. No? We had a little bit of bearish CVD divergences as well. It was quite hidden. I only found it after the video, actually, like an hour after. It was on the 5-minute chart. A little bit of bearish CVD, and then locally, we also created a little bit of bearish CVD. Push to the downside, CVDs played out. We still got the bullish CVD here, but what I want to see is local strength, right? And at the moment, yeah, we also here touched the local 886 from this low to that high. Yeah, 886 hit, increasing probabilities. We're going to take these lows, also a double bottom. So a bit more downside expected. Now, without going into Elliott waves yet, from a context point of view, this is currently the status. No? So we had a bit of an excursion outside of the value area. We came back in the value area. We lost the horizontal support resistance. We're now below again, which is the white box here. And the point of control is just above us. Value area low, 43.4. Support resistance down here between 43 and 43.2. Target box, the blue one here, 43.2 to 43.3k, which is a daily and the point of control of this range over here, this section of the chart. So probabilities are higher to move to the downside, at least take the double bottom here. But from a range trading perspective, we could well just be doing this as well. So we'll wait and see. But that is, of course, the probabilities at the moment. Now, the bullish scenario that I shared this morning, already, as mentioned, wave 4, hitting the golden pocket, invalidates a wave 4, increasing probabilities to move to the downside, continue the range. Well, we now moved further down as well, right? So any impulse here to the upside or regular impulsive structure is not what we like to see. I do think an interesting idea was shared in Discord by, I think it was Pierre. What was it? I think it was it Pierre? Let me actually quickly check. No, where's Mr. He tagged me. Yeah, Pierre K. What's up, Pierre? How you doing? Maybe he's here as well. But he was like, hey, you know, what if we might have an ending diagonal in a wave 5? Of course, a potential ending diagonal is something we can at least keep in mind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we get a corrective structure. But it's too early to go after a diagonal structure. In my opinion. So at the moment, because we are ranging, and that's what I explained in the group as well in Discord, because we are in a corrective range, probabilities are higher for now that this here is a corrective structure in a wave B or a wave X, or at least a corrective move. Only when price is going to go after, like, usually I would say if 4 waves are in, if you get a 3, you get wave 4. After wave 4 is in, that is when you probably get a good idea of, hey, you know, we might be in an ending diagonal here. All the waves have to be zigzag structures as well, right? And then we move down. But for now, it's very, very early to call an ending diagonal. But it is an interesting idea. It's just at the moment not yet a high probability scenario, because the corrective scenarios have a higher probability because a diagonal it's just too early. You have potentially one zigzag here, no? Higher probability in a corrective structure. You are then labeling this as a wave B or a wave X, which means you're going to be looking for a wave Y or a wave C after. We'll get to that in a second. So the bullish scenario would be left is a diagonal, but that's not really something I'm looking for, which then opens up the probabilities for the more bearish scenarios. Bearish scenario does not mean you can't take the high, because wave Y can be a flat. So we'll get to the index chart in a second. But in this scenario here, we are extending this range. Now, keep in mind what I explained earlier about time, right? Keep in mind time. We always have to think about what happens on the higher time frame as well. Even if we zoom in locally, we got to know the context in which we're working. So in this scenario, time increases of this corrective structure, which slowly increases probabilities of the yellow 4 and one more push up in yellow 5. No? Now the yellow 5 can extend. We'll get to targets in a second, the target boxes above. But here we are then looking for either WXY or ABC. A WXY here is then labeled as a zigzag in W, because a wave W as well as a wave Y cannot be a internal WXY. That's not allowed. So you can't have WXY in a W. Simple structures in W or Y, zigzag or flat in W, and in wave Y, zigzag, flat, triangle. Now in this case, we then look for a zigzag in W, because clearly it's not a flat, right? Wave B did not go high enough. This is also on Bybit and index chart and stuff. It's the 786, which is not high enough for a flat. So we're labeling this then as an ABC. Then your wave X is complex. Double zigzag potential here in wave X. And then you're going to move down to the downside. Now, I'm not a big fan of the necessarily double zigzag potential here. Let me actually quickly check how deep X went. Yeah, you did break the 0.7 Fibonacci, which is for a WXY double zigzag. You actually don't want to break the 0.7 Fib. So that's not too nice. But I can't put wave W here. That doesn't really work. That's why my wave A is floating in the middle, because it can be both. But in this scenario, we are looking for a continuation of the range. And a WXY, wave Y is then a flat or a triangle. So either you're going to have a triangle locally here for a while and then you move up, or you're going to have a flat and then an A, B, take the high, C. Also fill this crazy wick on Coinbase, move to the downside for a C, and then you're going to continue. In an ABC, wave A is allowed to be an internal WXY, where you can have a zigzag, X, zigzag, or sorry, zigzag here, ABC, W. This is your X, corrective, complex structure. And then a Y. This is something that John came with earlier this week. Now, WXY can be an internal wave A. So you can have a zigzag wave B, which is common, and then you're going to be looking for a wave C. And this is where then the index chart becomes important. Bitcoin chart, index chart, because here I don't have the wick. So I can actually pull fibs. Because that's why in my videos, I don't have too many fibs in the range, because I have that wick, so I can't accurately pull them. But here, you have your potential A. B, most common target area, is here. We actually missed out, but the 105 still a target for a ABC flat. And then you look for an impulse down. Now it started off nicely, not too bad, but now the probabilities increase. It's more like a 3-wave structure instead of a 5-wave structure. We'll get to that in a second as well. You hit the 382, but not even the 05. 382, less common for a wave 2, more common for a wave B or a wave X. Increasing probabilities, this move down is corrective in more like a 3-wave structure, which increases probabilities for a potential flat, where eventually you're going to take this high, which in general is still the higher probability, right, that you're going to take the high. So for a wave Y, however, if you're looking for a triangle or a flat, this is your target area here on the index chart, 43.7 to 42.7K. A wave C should be deeper, but at the moment, not too happy with how this, if this is a wave C, how it's developing. For me, it's going too slow. This is not a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like, unless you go into a running, again, imagine again a running flat. But that it's not too common to get running flats, but yeah, it's something we have to keep in mind, where you have a 3, 3, and then you get a 5 running flat continuation. So basically, to summarize, because I can imagine with all the local scenarios, it can be a bit complex. To summarize the probabilities of each scenario, I don't know what I have here. Okay. So if I would be making my video and I'm preparing, then I would say here, medium time frame, upside, no? Which is the 12-hour chart. It's zooming out. Low time frame, upside, but we don't know yet if it's white 5 or yellow 5. If we think about potential wave 5s, we don't know yet what that push will be, because it depends also on the time of the sideways range and also the structures that are forming. But we're still expecting a move to the upside eventually, right? And then locally here, it's weekend. Usually throughout the weekend, you don't really start bigger impulsive structures. But the probabilities here locally do now increase that this is a 3-waver. Instead of this already being a wave C for much lower prices, probabilities now increase because of price stagnating here. Instead of just doing this, and then a 4 and a 5, it's stagnating, it's ranging. We don't really like to see that. Also, what I just mentioned, taking a fib from the high to the low, wave 2, the 05 is not hit. The 382 is, but that's a less common target for 2, more common for B or X. Increasing probabilities to move down is a wave C or Y, but in this case, this could be an ABC to the downside. If this is an ABC to the downside, the first thing we're going to think about are triangles as well as flats. But we're not going to think about taking the lows anymore if this becomes a 3-wave structure. Probabilities, because we should talk in probabilities. Probabilities become lower to take the lows if you start with a 3-wave structure. Probabilities increase, you're going to take the highs before then later taking the lows, because a flat is not out of the question. A 335 continuation. Or you get like a triangle, but it doesn't look wave C-ish, no? So at the moment, yeah, I mean, it's weekend, we're ranging, weekend loves to range, you know, we love the weekends because price is ranging and you know, all that stuff. I mean, of course, throughout the week, you also get moves like this, but most commonly in the weekend, price tends to range. Even though this was a little bit of volatility, it's still a small move in the overall context. And yeah, we are just literally in the range, no? So at the moment, that is probabilities. We just continue ranging. We are going to be very patient to see what's going to form locally here. We are below the point of control. We got some support down here, as mentioned earlier as well. From an Elliott Wave point of view, that can still work. So we just remain very patient and see what happens, no? 15 minutes. What are we actually working on here? So I do expect... very, very locally here, I do expect lower prices still because the 886 has been touched here. So any move to the upside here would be higher probability C or Y. So I do expect the double bottom to be taken, but if you go down, it's not too much support. You can wick this low maybe, but then you're at the value area low and then you're here at the target box. Now, we do have the golden pocket. Price is currently hovering just above the more local golden pocket here. Right, it's literally hovering above. So so those are my areas of interest, basically, right? Areas of interest. Keep my eyes open, and yeah. Fib from the low to the high, 886 is touched. And what we also always love to see is, wait, 15. After the 886 is touched, it's very common for price to retest the golden pocket. Taken from the low to the high, price comes down, hits the 886, goes to the golden pocket, rejects, back to the 886. It's very common that after an 886 touch, you go back to the 618, to the golden pocket. It's very, very common. So, yeah. Probabilities, of course, in general are higher. We are still going to see higher prices. And if this here, which looks to be, is going to be like a corrective structure to the downside here, instead of impulsive, it would also increase probabilities to take the high. So, yeah, in general... still looking for higher. Now resistance above, by the way. Let me open my folders so you know. Because this is very interesting. Oh, by the way. Ah, we hit the daily naked point of control. Well, well, well. I forgot about this one. Wait. Yeah. There you go. We actually hit the daily naked point of control. Almost forgot about showing this one. So that's nice. 43,750. Oh boy, we like to see it. Ooh. You can look at the low here. 43,750. Nice. Yeah, love to see it. It's still a very deep move down, so not necessarily like it's a double bottom now, which wouldn't be great for this being a wave 1, 2 continuation to the upside. Higher probability here than in an ABC. But hey, it's nice. Wow, I almost forgot about this one. So above us, we have monthly 45528, golden target box in general, 45.2, 46K. A yearly 46.2, and then well, weekly naked point of control 47.3, most important level in the blue box here. Monthly naked point of control just below the blue box, should probably include that actually, 48,750. And then we are at the 50s basically. So yeah, the yearly, and that's the last little thing, and then we go into chatting. Clean up the chart a little. So a yearly level, it's quite rare to actually have a yearly level and also get close to touching it. That's your yearly level, 46,211. 1 year closed, other year opened, move to the downside, close down here, yearly level. Okay. Let's go chatting. Let me put that daily naked point of control on as well. Okay, I need a drink as well, eh? Water. Okay. I often hear that if we go to 50k now, it's actually more bearish than bullish. Why? Good question. Maybe we're just gonna pump through it, eh? Who knows? But we're not there yet. We have to remain patient, take it step by step, and we will analyze the waves as they come. So let's see if we approach, right? If we would approach 50k with the push up. Let's see how we get there. That is most important. How do we get there? What's the volume? How long are the ranges before we reach that level as well? So yeah, let's be patient. I never really like to think too far in the future. That's also why I love to do 15-minute Elliott waves, because that's what gives me information for the higher time frames as well. And the higher time frames change very slowly. It all depends on the lower time frames as well. The low time frames make up the high time frames. So yeah, but I do like to have scenarios on the higher time frames to get an idea of the context where we are, and it's still high probability as well. Can you estimate in time when will we get out of the current range in April? When we will get out from the current range? Are you talking about this range here, or are you talking about the very, very big range, Adrian? Like the weekly range? Could you let me know? Okay, so the very big one, right? Okay, the very big one. Ooh, that's gonna be difficult to put a time on it. 1 second here, guys. If we would follow this, no? Oh wait, yeah, let me put this down again. So there we go. Okay, let me do a little bit of analysis here to get an idea of time. Usually when I do Elliott wave analysis, I can get quite quiet as well because I'm focused. Okay, so that it's this particular scenario we're not talking about. We have the others as explained earlier, but at least wave 3 is not the shortest. Your 1.618, holy moly, also at 50k, right? Now a wave 4 tends to be longer than wave 2. So imagine we're gonna have, let's say that during Christmas we're gonna have a high and prices dropping at Christmas. We're gonna get a red Christmas. Then you want your wave 4. If you follow this scenario, it's gonna be 27. Oh, it's gonna be May. Okay, then we're gonna have your 1-to-1. And this is short for 4, right? Around the 1-to-1, but let's say it's a minimum. Then we're gonna have a wave 5. Let's toggle that. So you will go up in 2024 for a new high, but then 2025 is gonna be the corrective year. So if you would end somewhere there, you have from the low to the high, double click. I mean, your April ain't wrong. I mean, for a breakout, like if you follow this scenario, we're going to be in here for a while, just like we were here. This was a range that took January 2021 to May 2022. It's not weird to think you're going to have the same time frame here, like over a year, which is basically what we have. If you make the low Q1, Q2 2025, and then you move up impulsively for a bigger 3. So that would be time-wise in this scenario. For a double 1-2 though, you're going to have a shorter time frame. So in a double 1-2 here, you're going to be looking for your next one. Now again, as mentioned, this wave one is quite long, no? So it's just, we're just checking time of the scenarios. So we still expect a little bit higher. So we still expect it takes some time. So if we take a fib time from the low of green 2 to the potential high of blue 1, let's say just January, like 30th of December. Perfect. Let's just double click here. So let me make this. I need to have a distinction. What color? Pink. And then this of course moves. Oh, I forgot to put this up as well. So let's say you go up, 48-ish, 47, 48, who knows? A little bit higher, of course, possible. But time-wise, 382 is in February 2024. 618 is 7th of March, 1-1. That would be quite long, but 18th of April. So preferably in a 1-2-1-2, you then make your high. What I would like to see is a sharp zigzag, because this was so shallow. Sharp move down, quick move, high volume, and then you want to move back up, and that's where you get another one, another 2, and then so this takes time, right? This April like would be very quick, basically. But it depends on the structures here. And of course, in the bearish scenario, you have ABC, you go down. So you won't break out to the upside. You're going to break out to the downside. So yeah, it's. I think April is too quick, but it depends on the final move, the leg we get up here. So the volume profile at 49.5, where we also have the golden pocket, right? We'll move this scenario. Golden pocket from high to low, 786 from high to low. The logarithmic 1-to-1 is here as well for a potential wave C, right? Value area high. We have a high here as a liquidity grab. So there's a couple of stuff going on there. By the way, if we pull a fib from the high to the low here, where are we now? Oh. Can be what's prices? 37 to 35. 1 second. would be quite interesting. It's not a common pull that I would do from the high we have here to the low, but it is quite like it's a well structured high. We hit the 886. Do you remember what I just mentioned on the lower time frame? We do expect, yeah, actually on the lower time frame, we do expect still price to move up. But we did hit the 886. This is just interesting to keep an eye on. I actually didn't know. We hit the 886, and after an 886 touch, price does like to go back to the golden pocket for a retest. But that would be quite deep, unless we think about this scenario for another 4 and then a 5 to 50, 49K. So, the thing is, from a psychology perspective, talking about trading psychology in a different way, market psychology, I suppose. Look at the chart. What do you think currently is happening in the market? What's happening with everyone? You know, probably you can look to the greed fear index. I don't know what number it is, but price over here is moving sharply to the upside. So what people do is they buy. They just keep buying. And probably many people in profit, and you know the funding fees are high. Many people are long, right? So what I eventually like to see before we go to like much higher prices, I actually would like to see people getting stopped out, people that are over leveraged, people that joined too late, that FOMO in, that are greedy. Stop those people out by having, you know, we can go up still. That's fine, no problem. Up, 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 create a couple of 4 or 5s on the lower time frame. No, as mentioned earlier, where this range is just another wave 4, and you go up for 5, right? And you just move up further. But eventually, I think it would be very interesting to think about a deep, quick retracement, wave 2, a bigger wave 4, to stop many people out, because so far we've just been higher high, higher, or a higher low, high low, high low, high low, high low. But eventually I would like to see a waterfall, trigger all the stop losses, wreck everyone, breakout traders, FOMO traders, all that good stuff. Oh, it's gonna break the value area, you know, if price goes above the value area high. Are we going? Price is here, 52k. People are like, fuck, I'm missing the boat. Buy, 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 boom. That's what I would like to see, because then you get stuff back to like normal. You know, like not everyone wins in the market usually. So I would find it interesting to get a sharp move eventually. Yep, would be interesting. Raymond, what's up, mate? Thanks for. By the way, the 5 members that got a membership present or gift from Raymond, you guys have not sent me an email. So if you are here and you're like one of the 5, and I can see in my data who it was, I don't have it on though, but send me an email. I'll throw you guys in the silver updates, the updates, short-term update section. Flotty, the hearts come from the hearts. Okay. One of these need to be charts or hearts. I don't know. Thanks, Flotty. What's up, Ersin? How you doing? Watty, good to have you here. Albert Joshua, welcome. I'm new here. What's up? How you doing, mate? Running flat fits the trend. That's correct. Like you get more running corrective structures in strong trends. Actually spoke about it. What was it? Yesterday? Pistachio, maybe he's here. He asked me that question. Where in a strong trend, the probabilities increase a little bit for running corrections as well, especially in these shorter ranges. So the 15-minute short, the 15-minute short ranges, like this stuff, right? Let me remove it. Like the shorter ranges tend to be running corrective structures, running flat, zigzags, running zigzags, triangles tend to be common as well, because with a triangle you have the higher low, higher low, higher low all the time, and they can be quite confusing. So yes, that's correct. Possible bullish divergence in the low time frame and on top of the daily naked point of control. We also have bullish divergence here between this low and the higher low, but we're now on top of the daily naked point of control. But I don't really, yeah, we do have an 886 touch here, so any move up has a higher probability of being C or Y compared to a wave 2 for then a wave 3. But very much the structure to the downside so far looks very much like a 3-wave structure. Lower probabilities it's a wave C, and if this and the probabilities increase for this to be a 3-waver, which, let's see where is that. Take a fib. It still fits a wave 4. Yeah, you're still in the wave 4 target area. And personally, probabilities are higher to take the double bottom here because of the local structure hitting the 886. So higher probability, this is the low of a wave B or a wave X with a move up. Higher probability being a C or a Y. You could still have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 correction up, and then, yeah, then what, you know? Can be a running flat. Could result in a zigzag, but your W is already a zigzag, so that's not really preferred. So yeah, we need to give it some more time, but yeah, doesn't really look like a low yet. So zooming out, probabilities are higher to move up and still see higher prices. But very, very locally, I'd like to see the double bottom taken. Higher probability at least. It doesn't care. It doesn't matter what I want. I mean, or not want. It's about trading what the chart gives us. So we're just going to remain patient. But the fact that the probabilities now increase of this possibly because of this range here, it's really slowing down. The longer this range is here, the higher the probability. This becomes a three-waver, which increases probabilities for either a flat, triangles, or the ending diagonal that Pierre shared. However, I don't like it that price here went so deep. It's rare for a wave 2 to hit the 886, but it's common for B or X. It's all probabilities though. 44K, yeah, absolutely. I mean, wait, target 44K, yes, here. Oh yeah. And also, of course, the fact that this high retraced to the 382 from the high to the low increases probabilities that this is also a wave B or an X. In this case, I would label it a B, for then a C to the downside. So you could have an A, B, C in here, get another correction, whatever, right? So yeah, we need to give it a bit more time. But this is a very deep retracement, 886. Could there be a triangle in Y? Yes. You could also, by the way, you could still have your A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a bit long if this is your 4 and somewhere in here is your 2 and you go down for 5, for then an A, B, C. And if you then have A, B, C, you can either get a bigger triangle or a flat in Y. So, but we're now at the, we bounced on the daily naked point of control here twice. So we first need to lose that A, B, C. Yeah, unless your AB, so if your ABC is finished and you want to go for a triangle or a flat, you need another zigzag up. Likely this is then your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 correction, another 5, right? It's just that it's not common for wave 2 to retrace to the 886 locally. So it's just something in keeping in mind. But yeah, probabilities increase. It's a three-wave structure the more we range here. And if this becomes confirmed, the three-wave structure, or the probabilities increase, it automatically increases the probabilities of taking the highs before revisiting the lows. So you're just going to move up, basically. You're the good of Elliott Waves. Either you're good or you're the god, but either way, Aman Gupta, thanks. I appreciate your kind comment. Do you also count Ethereum? Yeah, we regularly keep an eye on ETH. Not necessarily counting it as I do Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is the main thing here. So and that's also what I trade. I don't trade altcoins generally. So yeah, I usually focus on Bitcoin. The way you talk about patience, trading, etc., I learned. Yeah, patience is important. Look, there's always another setup. But what is important is you need a plan. You need to know what to look for, right? What are you looking for? When you look at the charts, you can have a trade every second. But what are the confluences? What are the entry requirements? What's the plan? What's the strategy that you're waiting for, right? I have a very clear strategy with incredibly clear rules as well, defined rules, which are my entry requirements. Only when I check all boxes, I enter. I don't care about missing moves as well. I don't care if price continues after hitting my TP, because I know based on my statistics that a 1-to-3 risk-to-reward ratio is my best, most profitable, long-term risk-to-reward ratio of a trade. So even if I could extend it to a 110 or whatnot, I'm very strict with rules, because you do not know if it goes to a 110. So yesterday, funny enough, actually, I had a take profit here. So I missed out on this bit. Do I care? Not at all. Not at all. And actually, I think this morning when I was chatting to Diamond, we had a Diamond chatting session in Discord. I was talking about the following, where I prefer to lose a trade but sticking to my plan than winning a trade but not sticking to my plan, because you get wrong habits. It teaches you wrong things. So I prefer losing when sticking to my plan, because I'm proud. I'm proud because I stuck to my plan. Because I don't know, the moment I enter a trade, I don't know if it's going to be a winner or a loser. I just know that over 100 trades, we're going to be profitable, because I know the win rate, I know the risk to reward ratio, I have so many statistics, and now the diamonds are tracking their own statistics. They're finding the same statistics, which is great. So we know over a long period of time, it's good. I don't know if that next trade is going to be a win or a loss, but I know that if I keep executing on my plan, I'll be profitable. So I am therefore proud if I have a losing trade, but I stuck to my plan. I feel good. I'm not feeling good if I have a winning trade, but I did not stick to my plan, because that's wrong. I either had a psychology failure, I was greedy, or something went wrong. Yes, you made profit. Yes, you can do something with the money, but it's not good trading in my case, right? Following what I do. So yeah, patience, very, very important. Discipline, patience, structure, habits. Could be about 200 days. Yeah, for the big range, I mean, probably longer. If you wanna, like, if you go back down to the range, either if you're in a double 1-2, then it can be pretty short. So your second wave 2 could be down there Q2 next year, like, and then you want to go up again, of course, for wave 3. So then 200 days might be plausible, but the other scenarios would take longer probably. Any books you would recommend? I try Elliott Waves, but don't know how to mark waves. Yeah, so yeah, then you probably already have this one. So that one, Elliott Wave Principle, right, from Frost and Prechter, good book. And very like so that's get the newest edition, not the older edition. Get the newest editions for the newest rules as well, like the diagonal rules. Another source I recommend, not necessarily a book, is the links in the description. So regarding Elliott Waves, check the 2 links in the description. They're free, open public stuff, right? There's no affiliate, no whatever. It's just a website that I used myself to learn Elliott Waves. I got a notebook, big as one. I always have it with me. Big notebook here, where I got so much info about Elliott Waves and everything in here. It's basically studying, no? It's like doing a study at any university or school. Or so check out those sources. And then if you want more practice with how to mark the waves, or even more detailed information and how I count the waves and everything, then there's always the gold membership you can check out by you can just see the video, the membership video, because there's I made an Elliott Wave course where everything I know is in there. So also point of controls, many videos where I go from an empty chart to a full Elliott Wave plan. So you see how I start counting from an empty chart to creating. So yeah, that might help out. But I always recommend starting with free sources. I mean, I'm not really a sales person. Florian Sauer, what's up, mate? Thank you for the analysis. Always a lot to learn. Grief from South Tyrol. Wait, Florian, do you live there or are you on holiday? Italy. Yo, my fiance and I, we were thinking about St. Lucia for honeymoon, but now we're thinking about maybe road tripping Italy, because holy moly, it's nice in the spring period as well, summer period, spring period. So we might actually road trip Italy a couple of weeks. Could you check Dojlon Mars? What's up, NS Solhan? Not at the moment, my friend. Also, it's now 2:15, so a little bit of chatting left, of course, and then eventually we have to move on. with the plan of today. Adrian Marius. There are some red impact news next week for 2 consecutive days. Some negative impact expected. Would it be the moment of a bigger wave 4? Ooh. Ooh. Of course, it's the week that I am in Riyadh, no? Because of the Global Esports Federation. For the people that missed it, next week I'm going to be out, but I will take my recording stuff. Every morning, I'm aiming to do a morning update video. I'll be 2 hours ahead to the normal times. So every morning I try to do a morning update from my hotel room. I arrive on Monday and I leave on Sunday next week. And during the day, whenever I have time, if I have, I'll be making an update. But don't count on me for an afternoon or evening update. It's more lucky if I have time somewhere. Because there's a World Championship, Esports World Championship in Riyadh that I have to attend as a board member of the Global Esports Federation. We have our board meeting and all that stuff, and we have dinners and activities, and it's going to be fun. It feels like holiday for me. I love it, but just the content structure will be different. But I'll write it in the community post as well for YouTube. But we do have some news next week, so I'll keep an eye on what's happening. So next week. Could be nice to get a fake out to the upside, actually. So you get a news pump and then the dump afterwards. Usually news likes to take the liquidity, I mean, we do have a double bottom down here, but I think could be interesting. Maybe first move up and then get the move to the downside. Bullish trend, quick move up. People like, oh shit, we flying. Bye. And then go the opposite way. Given a double bottom has been formed on the naked line of control, what is the probability the price will go down further to 43K? Ooh, you want a number? So besides forming a double bottom here, the main thing that I then look at is the 886 touch, which increases probabilities to move up as a C or Y and then a move down again, compared to this being a wave 1, 2 and continuation up in a wave 3, which is not impossible, it's just lower probabilities. The daily naked point of control is support. I selected this key level because it would invalidate an impulse if price retraces to the inner one. Oh no, wait. Actually need this one. Wait. What am I doing? Yeah, it doesn't really look like an impulse. So what are the probabilities of this holding? Well, usually with an 886, probabilities are higher to come back down, take the double bottom here, if you have an 886 touch. And taking the double bottom after hitting the 886 is quite a high probability, like 80-90% of the, like bit safer, let's say 80% of the cases you're gonna take the lows. It's very rare for price to hit an 886 and move. If you take it from solid lows to solid highs, right? Like you have a new low here, from the new low to the new high, 886 touch. Like you don't take it from here. Yes, this is also an 886 touch, right? From here to here, but you want to take it from solid low to solid high, and then you'll see it's a 786 touch. Because here the 886 was touched and you moved, right? So, and the most Recent one is the 886 was here. This is the one I always remember. Low to high of this range, 886, and you moved. But it's not common. It's quite rare for that to happen. Which therefore lowers the probabilities just generally that this double top will stand. Yeah. Difficult to put an exact number to it, but it's very common. But hey, that's the thing. We don't know what the market does. We play the probabilities. Probabilities high to take the double bottom because 886 touched double bottom. And now we have to wait and see. And you got to know your plan, of course. What's up, Nietzsche? How you doing, man? Can you also please do on the high time frame bear scenario? Oh yeah, we can have a look at that. Let me quickly do that at least. Tomorrow I also upload the, if I can, because I'll be in an airplane by the time you're going to be watching it. Macro bear, no? You've probably seen it sometimes in my macro videos on my channel that I do weekly, 7 p.m. But you'll be looking for an ABC. Main area of interest for B is the golden pocket to the 786. That's the main area of resistance, which was 39.5 to about like 51K. So that's why also this area in general between 48 and 51 is so important. And then you're going to be looking for a wave C. Now, based on time, if we look for this wave C to be quite close to wave A in time, let's say that we still have some more upside to go for B. We're going to be there mid-Jan. Then for your wave C, yeah, let's check. 16th of September, yeah, just let's say September to October. Oh, there's a whole... quite a big gap, of course. Like wave C's can be quite quick in the bearish scenario. If you're looking for downside, they can be much quicker than an A as well. They tend to be slower probability wise. They tend to take a bit longer, but as we've seen locally as well, wave C's can be very quick. So the 0.618 September, the 1-to-1 February 25, and the 1.618 October 25. Probably be looking for somewhere down here. For then the low between like 11 and 8K in the bearish scenario, right? Time-wise, as you asked, and in the high time frame bearish scenario, well, it's the same thing. We're here. We're then looking for an ABC, and actually, I got the fib times already on the chart. So for wave C, preferably you're making the high after the 0.618, which is the 9th of December, which is today. Wow, it's exactly fib time day actually. But this wave C can go to the 1-to-1 and also the 1.618, which is 2nd of Feb 2024, 1st of May 2024. But that would be a very long C. Compared to this move up here, we're already at the target area of a wave C on the linear scale and on logarithmic. We're not there yet, as this is your target area. But look how high we are. If we're only going to reach this target area of 50K here in May, something's wrong, right? So yes, you can have couple of 1-2s, la-di-la-di-la, and eventually your 4 and your 5. But around the 1-to-1, like this area here would be most interesting. Right? 1-to-1, by the way, is again 2nd of Feb. Wait. Oh, did the bullish CVD play out now? Yes. The bullish CVD has now played out. Now, what is important also for the local here stuff is you now took this high. Probabilities increase to then fill the gap you have here. Because you had a gap here that formed. You hit it once and you reject. But the second time you come back and hit the gap, probabilities increase to fill the gap, which is also high probability. So now you have a contrast. You have the 886 versus the gap. But as price moves now to the upside, I think we might fill the gap first. So what doctor said, going back to 44, we're almost at 44 actually. Almost, but yeah. Looks much better as a three-wave structure at the moment. But yeah, we did for everyone that just joined as well. Make sure to check out the analysis part at the beginning. What's up, Nadiri? How you doing, man? Sudipto Kumardas. Hi, bro. Good morning, Koens. Are we bull market? For me, we're always in a bull and a bear market at the same time. It depends on the time frame. So yeah, it all depends on the time frame. But yeah, also if you zoom out on a macro, we still need more info. Like you can still put in a high at 50k and go down below 15. That's the macro bearish scenario. But probability wise, it would suggest for now at least a continuation to the upside. But not in a straight line. It will go in waves, including retracements. Preferably we get a deep one, like a deep wave too. What's up, Contrarian? How you doing, man? The Ultra God. Compliments flying around my ears. Thanks, Aman. I appreciate your messages, mate. Sticking till now that you will... the Nifty 50. Yeah, not at the moment though. Actually got to go again rest of the day. Got some stuff to do for sure. Looks like it wants to push up, fill the gap at least. Which would also confirm a three-wave structure down. Now we do have bullish CVD divergences here as well, which does increase probabilities of taking this high eventually, right? We don't yet know what the structure here then will be. But if this becomes a three-wave structure, it increases probabilities for triangle or flats. But then we do need to move further up first. But it's still 886 touch here locally. Still carries probabilities of taking the double bottom. So patience will let us know. Aksna, okay, follow your plan, my friend. Nichu, by the way, I think 24-hour course. You've been through it. Like what, 24 hours? Yeah. I'm glad you liked it. Nichu has been grinding the Elliott Wave course. Yeah, gold membership. Where everything I say in the videos is in there basically, but then it's the how-to, which includes the 886 stuff as well. I don't like bounces on the 886 usually. Again, it just increases C or Y to the upside. Crypto Rider, thank you for the nice updates. Your updates make me feel better about my own decisions I make for Bitcoin. That's good to hear. No financial advice, of course, but I'm happy that in one way or another, the videos are valuable to you. I appreciate that. Thanks, Rider. Happy to hear that. Guandizu, do you also sometimes take the fear and greed index into consideration? I can't really remember the last time that I have looked at it because I mainly follow the waves, but I do have like the psychology scenarios, as I like to call them, which is more about, I suppose, greed and fear, but I don't look at the index. But I do tend to think of scenarios that would catch people out, but not really using the index. Didn't we hit the 886? Yes, we did here. Locally here at least. Move up, move down to the 886, and we went back to the golden pocket. Then we went back to the 886 again, second time. Now we went above the golden pocket. So that's correct. Amigo. Yage. Logo Caballero. Oh wait, yeah, you're not living in Riyadh, right? From Riyadh you can play some more green flags in the background. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, I won't see. Well, we do have some visits planned, but I don't know. In my hotel room, probably no green stuff going on. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. I know what you're talking about. You're talking about the recording I did for the other business with the green screen behind me. I see. I see. I see. I see. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I had a green screen. Yeah, I know. I know. Yeah. I will try to record, but of course, no green screen. I also don't have a green screen here. It's in the studio for the other business. Avin Mouville, happy weekend, Mr. Kuhn. Happy weekend, Avin Mouville. Good to have you here. Where can I find your Atos template? It's in general chat in Discord. I still have to upload it in good to know, actually, but I still want to make a video about it. But if you go to general, they're here, so they're a little bit hidden, right? But that's, I didn't yet upload them in good to know, because I actually still want to make a video on how to install them. And so now, are the 886 probabilities gonna play out, or the filling the gap? Guess one. Did we actually hit it, or did we make another double top here? Along on dot 6.8, exit at 6.2, went to 7.6. We never know what happens next, right? In hindsight, everything is easy. The most important thing is that that you have a plan, and you have a plan with a target, and you just stick to the target. And if price continues, it continues. If price is not going to reach TP, it won't reach TP. But you will always miss out on something in hindsight, right? It's yeah. So it's no problem. You made profit. I don't know how much, because that's on you and your position. It went up by 0.1. It went up to 7.6. That's a big difference, but still, it went up in your favor. You exited, you took profit. You didn't know it was going to go to 7.6. You only knew afterwards. So don't worry about the information that you didn't have yet at the moment of trading. You had profit. Now it's about looking for a new opportunity as well. So what's your target? Depends on the time frame. But if we zoom out, which is easiest, I suppose, we're still looking for prices to move to the upside. Very, very locally here, no. We have an 886 bounce, increasing probabilities to take the double bottom at a given moment. But if we close a candle in the gap, probabilities increase to go up in the gap. Now at the moment, as like the longer price range is here, the higher the probabilities this becomes a three-wave structure, increasing probabilities that also here locally, we won't move to the lows, but we actually return to the highs. Like what's my target? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not in a trade, so I don't have a target. I only have probabilities, which on the low time frame, medium time frame, are still towards the upside. And then locally here, yeah, we're looking for a continuation of the range, which then is WXY, or we're looking for an ABC. But a wave C at the moment, we want to see a bigger move down if we're thinking about C's. So unless you have a double 1 2 1 2, and then you get a big 3. But so I would think the 886 is rare. So whatever happens here on your, like if you're looking for 1 minute stuff, which is not my time frame, probabilities are higher to take the double bottom and the 886. But it doesn't mean price first does this and then does that, right? So it's all probabilities, all patience. So I do like to zoom out, because I'm not really interested in what happens here. I'm more interested in what happens here. And this depends on if you're a scalper, if you're a day trader, if you're a swing trader, you know. So like this stuff, I don't really care if it goes up or down, right? We have an 886 touch, yeah, probabilities for the double bottom and taking the double bottom. At the same time, you have the gap. We reach the gap for a second time, increasing probabilities to fill the gap. What does that mean? Well, it can first fill the gap and then move down. it can also become a flat in a 3, 3, and then a 5. You're also still going to take the 886, but your fear is going to go up to new highs. So what is your plan? Because your question probably comes from not knowing what to do, which means you don't have a plan. And what you want to have is a plan based on statistics, based on tools you use, different confluences, and then you never have to ask about what's the target, what's your plan, you know, because you're very confident in your strategy. So we're almost taking this high now, so we have a double top here as well. So yeah. Have a plan, my friend. So I have a plan. I know what I look for my setups. And as it stands, I'm not in any setup. I had a I have a setup planned. Actually, I have 3 setups planned, but I'm in none because nothing has been activated. No, the requirements have not been ticked. So yeah, we're now in the gap, so it increases probabilities to fill the gap. How to add CVD in my trading chart? It's not in your trading view chart. CVD is actually, well, you can if you want to use something in trading view, but I don't use CVD from trading view. I use the AGGR, which is this one. And I would recommend to watch the video that I have on my channel about CVD first, so you understand, which is on the home page as well. You go to videos, CVD, and then over here it is. So check out this one. Holy moly, almost 10K. That would be the first video. So you check out this one. In Discord, you go to the Good to Know channel at the top. And here you have the link to AGGR, my Bitcoin template, but also Dario here shared an Ethereum and Solana template. So make sure to give some love to his messages. So here's my template, including instructions how to get it in AGGR. And I made a one-pager for you, where you can, find everything around like CVD, all you need to know, including the click here for the YouTube video again. So yeah, there you go. Double top, 30 cents away. Oh, here just now. Yeah, we took it. You're the Chad in the crypto world. I'm a small fish. I'm like the goldfish, right? We still got the sharks and the whales and I don't know. I'm like plankton. That's me. I'm like plankton. Yeah. But we're somewhere. Like everything that has happened this year is insane. That in December, 9th of December, I'm talking here to, so far since the beginning of the stream, 425 people and now 77 live. Yeah, what to say? It's speechless. We started on the 20th of February with the channel, making the videos, and we're now 10 months down the line, or actually 11 and like 22 days or something. And yeah, here we are. It's been quite insane. So I appreciate that. Everyone being here. Check Cardano, please. Wait, I thought that's the whole point of these lives. The whole point of the lives is to analyze the chart, answer some questions. But with altcoins, it's up and down. Sometimes I'll do altcoins. Sometimes it's just, I do answer some questions here, but yeah, it's 2:30. I actually wanted to stream till 2, but hey, I have a lot of fun streaming, but I gotta do stuff before I leave to Riyadh. So, and by the way, Zach, I don't know if you're a member or not, probably not, but in silver, we do specifically altcoin streams sometimes. And in gold, there's many. But on live streams in public YouTube, it's mainly Bitcoin, and then sometimes we go to others as well. So we will eventually do some, absolutely. Like with, so for example, we like actually ETH and ADA. Let me quickly have a look, at least. Because I do think I already have something there, so it doesn't cost me any time. Wait, maybe I have to go. Because doing a completely new count or looking at new stuff is very, very time consuming. Wow, crazy structure. Okay, let's have a look here. High time frame, potential low continuation. WXYXZ was also then higher probability for a move up. Here we also had a higher probability for a move up because we're looking for X to at least go to the 382, which we now hit. But based on what we see locally and the volume, we would expect even on a weekly time frame continuation as volume is increasing as price is moving up. So preferably, before you think about any bearish scenarios, you want to have a 4 and then a 5, make a new high on lower volume on the higher time frame. WXYXZ2. This means, okay, this would be low in and a move up. Simple, ABC, also up. Complex, I have no idea what this is. So generally probabilities are still towards the upside on Cardano, looking for higher prices. Make sure to keep an eye on some levels now. So value area low, 78, point of control, 1.18. Interesting. Take a fib from the high to the low, golden pocket on top of the point of control. I mean, this is how you can do it, huh? Like important resistance here as well for Cardano. On the log scale, that is, right? This is logarithmic. Yeah, because we're on a weekly time frame. So it doesn't look too shabby. Value area low is the first real one, like 777. Casino stuff. So yeah, still looking for upside there. Do we have ETH? Oh yeah, it's probably in my watch list. I never watch. Where is it? No, it's not. Oh, it's in my trading. Even though I actually don't trade ETH. ETH is quite complex. Like you can have bullish. Bullish would be 1, 2, 1, 2, another 1, another 2, and then you move to the upside. Bearish, quote unquote, bear bull would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 diagonal correction in a 2, right? 3-wave structure. Usually those corrective structures are deep after a diagonal. Golden pocket, you know, 05 to 786 common targets. You expect a deep retracement and continuation. So it's more difficult. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2 up, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 diagonal move down up. And in the bearish scenario, well, I don't know, like it doesn't look like ABC. It doesn't look like ABC, AB, WX. But then still for a Y, you expect a bit. Yeah, so doesn't look bearish at the moment. Difficult to count from the low, count something corrective. ABC potential, ABC, WX, then you have to think about a flat, WXY, but you still then expect more upside still, even if you get a move down. Volume, not too much volume here, but also on ETH we have the move up. Yeah, volume kinda growing a little bit. So if Bitcoin has a higher probability of seeing more upside, then likely, of course, Ethereum will find a bit more upside as well. So there you go. I gotta go. Where do you see the chart going on the micro? Yeah. We're still in potential wave 4 target area. So 2 things. 1, I don't like the 886 bounce here. 2, we hover above the golden pocket. And hovering just above but not hitting it doesn't happen often. You're then gonna miss out on hitting the golden pocket. Like, so I would think eventually you're gonna come down at a given moment. But yeah, observe price action, guys. I gotta move. So gotta move. Your family is growing, couldn't get used to it. Thanks, doctor. Thanks for being part of the family. Zach B just subscribed. Welcome, my friend. Welcome. Hopefully with Cardano you got a little bit of insights. Quick little look at some of my high time frame analysis I've done, I don't know, in the past. So for now though, if Bitcoin moves up a little bit more, it might invalidate a wave 4. Increasing probabilities is a 3-wave move to the downside. And just to repeat, if that is a 3-wave move, increasing probabilities, right? If we move up a bit further, increasing probabilities of a 3-waver, then we have to think about either a triangle or a flat. So, yeah, double bottom here, just above the golden pocket, 886 bounce. I wouldn't mind seeing the daily naked point of control taken at a given moment, but we're going to remain patient. There's going to be another update at 7 p.m. Central European time later today. So let's see where price is at that moment in time. For now, the probabilities, right? Medium time frame, high time frame. Oh no, wait. Medium time frame, low time frame. Upside is preferred. Locally, just for now, we're continuing the range, right? So if price moves up a little bit more, 3-wave structure tends to be confirmed. Think about a triangle or a flat, or a wave 2 and an ending diagonal wave 5 as covered at the beginning. That would be the bullish scenario. But we did bounce on the 886. So yeah, in general, right, we're still expecting upside. Any shorts are against the trend. But if it fits your plan, then, you know, why not? If it fits your plan, which is based on statistics, then, you know, you should do. But yeah, that's that. Oh. Okay, everyone. I'm going to catch you. Well, this might actually be the last live before I have to go to the airport tomorrow. And then the next time you'll see a live might be from Riyadh. Because, yeah, I could actually maybe put it... I might actually do a live if I'm in my hotel room in the evening or something. Yeah, that could be an idea. Possibly. So who knows? But yeah, probabilities, again, medium time frame up, low time frame up. Locally, for now, we're continuing the range. But if price moves up a little bit further, increasing probabilities to move up. Because then we have a 3-wave structure from the high down, which means we're going to think about a flat, a triangle, or a wave 3 in an ending diagonal, which means you're going to move to the upside first before looking for the lows at the low 43s. So that's that. That being said, thanks for watching. Next update, 7 p.m. Central European time. And yeah, have a good day. Have a good weekend as well, right? Like write in the comments or somewhere in Discord what you're doing this weekend. And yeah, it's raining here. I'm not going to go outside, but I have enough stuff to do. So I'll catch you later. Bye-bye.